Kate, Hardcastle retail expert. Afternoon, Kate.
Hello, good afternoon.
First of all, just talk us through briefly, how did Debenhams get to this point where it's gone into administration and been bought over by a company associated with the lenders?
There's three major factors that have really brought about a lot of the challenge to the high street. Firstly, online shopping has increased to nearly 20% of all we spend. We don't actually have any more money to spend in general, so that's going to have a knock-on effect. Additionally, organisations who have brands who sit in what we class as the middle market, so they're not the value retailers, the discounters, and they're not the premium, have struggled the most as they've seen their offers actually merge into one another and not enough competition or unique selling points to trade off one another. And thirdly, brands like Debenhams have just lost favour with consumers, with new and exciting trends coming out, and particularly experiential spending on the up. And by that, I mean anything from a meal out, or as one of your contributors mentioned, a nice cup of tea with friends, right through to gin-making experiences. It really is a vast and varied way to spend money now. Lots of competition for everyone's cash.
Debenhams refused a bailout twice this week. Why would they do that?
It's a very interesting tussle for Debenhams. Many have probably heard of a gentleman called Mike Ashley. He owns Sports Direct, House of Fraser, and has shares in organisations like French Connection and Debenhams. He's been on a real journey to try and get control of Debenhams as they've struggled. And he has 30% of shares within that organisation. But Debenhams have refused an offer for £150 million directly from him. And with the choice they've made now into this, what we call a pre-pack administration, so where the organisation has moved on to its lenders but carries on trading, it looks as if Mr. Ashley's stake will be almost wiped out within the organisation. There's possibly one last route for him, which is to try and put in a bid completely after the organisation has restructured. But at the moment, there seems to be a definite move from Debenhams owners to reject Mike Ashley's plans and involvement for the organisation.
What about the stores themselves? Debenhams are anchor tenants in many shopping centres. We have one here in Derry. There's one in Belfast. Now, they do say that this immediate buyout will save the stores that are there, but they did already announce plans earlier to close 50 over the next few years. Are the stores that are currently there safe?
I think you've raised such a salient point because there's such a human element to this. Firstly, the people who rely on those stores for community, a coffee, a catch-up, a place to dwell, the people who work so hard in those stores, and the communities that the stores are part of. Debenhams, like many department stores, are what we call footfall drivers. A lot of other retailers will depend on those flagship stores to drive footfall for them. Losing these huge big store environments has a huge challenge because they're very difficult to fill. Not many people take that amount of space as well. It really is a challenging time for anyone within retail, traditional bricks and mortar, and certainly anyone within that middle market. I'm so saddened because Debenhams has got a wonderful, rich history, but in recent years it really did show either an innocence, a naivety, or actually a lack of responsibility to change the brand enough to suit today's consumer.
OK, Kate Hardcastle, retail expert, thanks very much indeed. And Richard's here to tell us more about